Oh, here we go. We are in Alabama. We stopped kind of randomly at Bullets Bait and Tackle to pick up fireballs and stuff for crappie fishing. We were just gonna fish from the dock, but Hog Wild Crappie guy here, they told us like, hey, give him a ring. If you're gonna rent a boat, might as well go. He'll get you on the spot.
So these fish right now, they're kind of in a weird pattern. You got some fish that are up on the bank spawning, some that have already spawned, moved out, some that are still moving in, so they're real scattered out. So we'll do our best to catch a few.
Try one of these guys. Blue Midnights. And a little fireball. Let's see what we can do.
We call it shooting docks, or skipping a jig is what we call it.
Yep.
If you hit it just right, you see how you can skip it just like a rock.
I really like this technique, so I thought I'd go a little more in depth for you so you can see exactly what we're doing. You got your jig head like this, and you're gonna pinch it by the jig head. You're gonna get your finger on your line and flip open your bail, draw it back and load up your rod for action. And as you can see, I got a can underneath there as if it's underneath the dock by about 5 feet. And then I just let it, there you go. Master this and you'll be a pro level at pulling fish out from underneath the dock, which is a great place to catch fish. Just whatever you do, I wouldn't recommend trying this with a treble, because as soon as you let her rip, that treble is gonna set the hook on the biggest fish catch of the day. That's not gonna be a fun thing for you.
We have the largemouth bass, the spotted bass. Crappie, we have the white crappie, black crappie, and we have a hybrid. Then we have the 3 catfish species, the flat, the channel, the blue. Then we have all the brim species like everybody has everywhere. That's pretty much it as far as game fish.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Oh yeah. Here, let me get the net real quick.
That's good.
You got him?
Yeah, he's a good. He looked pretty good hooked. Crappie. Oh, look, he's got some war wounds too. This one. Now we got dinner. There
got him.
Nice. About the same size as the last one. There we go. There we go.
You on?
There we go. Nice. There we go. It was a pretty good afternoon of fishing. We did really well considering the bite was kind of turned off in the mid-afternoon when we decided to go out, but that was the time that we had. And I do love going out with the guides. There's nothing quite like fishing with somebody that's better at fishing than you. A little disheartening when they're always ripping lips and catching more fish than you, but if you pay attention to what they're doing and you're humble, you learn something new and you can add that to your abilities and level up instead of just being disheartened. All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Crappie's one of my favorite fish to catch, clean, and cook because of, well, it's fun to catch, it cleans really easily with a good chunk of meat that comes off every fillet, and when it comes to the cooking side of it, there's a nice flavor to it. It's not too fishy, it's not too soft. It's just an all-around good fish. I give it a 9.5 on the catch, clean, and cook scale. After a little bit of research and doing a store run, I had all the ingredients I needed to do this fish cook. I guess we're just gonna have to make a crappie fish sandwich. I made some white barbecue sauce earlier this morning. Pretty simple. I did forget the Worcestershire though, but when I tasted it, I was like, oh, that's really good. Let's move on to the next thing because we gotta pack and get out of here. So we got that to go on it and some fresh veggies, tomato, lettuce, or arugula. Let's do some cooking. There we go, we got all that. Probably won't need that. I'll put her in here. Oh, there's some good fire starters, some pine cones. A little grass, a couple of these. Put a spark to. There we go, got my fire starter necklace. Woo! It's hot. These things get hot. It's easy to forget that. Don't just grab onto the side of them. Got some salt and pepper. Beautiful little baby quail eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. Work it. And go dry. Dry into the wet. Oh yeah. Back into the dry. You want to let them rest after they've been battered so that it stays adhered to it as much as you can for a minute. Make sure you got every piece of it. Let's get up the heat with our oil. We're only going to be able to do like 1 fish at a time in this. All right, get it good and shaken off.
corn in it.
Maybe we can do that. I'm gonna cook the rest of these in butter because it's a lower heat, so we're not worried about it like burning. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Waste my time with those. It's not toasting at all. There we go. That one will help just a little bit less. All right, those look good. We're not getting the melt on this other side. Let's go for it.
Rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. I'll put those onto there, on our cardboard, and then fish eggs so we can try some crappie eggs. Just can't get away from that, can we? Make some plates. Nice piece of fish on our bun. Red onion, some tomatoes. Oh, this is our homemade mayonnaise sauce. Let's give that a little, shake that up, make sure it wasn't doing anything weird. Drizzle that all over it. All right.
You want arugula or no?
Oh, we were supposed to put that underneath. Slide yours off. Yours can have the arugula on the bottom the way it was designed. There we go. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. We got the arugula. We got the tomatoes, our sauce, our southern white barbecue sauce, our wildly impractical cherry tomatoes, a little crappie, some Gouda, and our top bun, also wildly impractically small. Oh, John, look. So, I messed mine up. I'm like, oh, that's, I have to put the arugula on the bottom. But I made my whole thing upside down, because when I put the bun on, now it's that way around. So, I got my wish. I still got my arugula on the bottom, but the inside of the sandwich is now backwards.
Oh, it's surprisingly light.
Right?
Actually, the fish sandwich.
Let me get some a little more sauce. There we go. Oh,
We gotta get going.
we've got one more thing.
Dessert?
Dessert. A little thing of eggs for John. They're like fritters, but you don't have to mix anything up. They just come like that. Really good.
Cool.
It's really eggy. Maybe a little bit of the sauce. And not much to them, huh? It's kind of plain.
They're like little grains of sand.
Yeah. Yeah. Did find something out when I got home and somebody had left a comment on one of the videos. It turns out that the Coosa River is actually a fairly polluted river because of industrial complexes like Coach Food, huge levels of PFAS, human-made chemicals usually used in stain removal and fire resistance have been found in the waters over the past few years. Separate of all that, hear this.
Coosa Riverkeeper, a nonprofit group that tests water quality up and down the river, is warning swimmers about high levels of E. coli bacteria found in 3 places this week.
There have been organizations formed to help fight this, though, so the outlook is good. And John and I ate so few that we're, of course, fine, but this is just a good reminder to do your research when you're fishing new areas. You don't want to end up with some weird mutation because you ate the wrong fish. Sorry to end on such a poor note. See you in the next one. Fowler out.